As February 2026 approaches, the Federal Capital Territory is bustling with political fever. Campaigns are in full swing, with promises flying, an indication that the countdown to the area council elections has truly begun. From INEC stakeholders' engagements, fine-tuning the process, to political parties taking sensitization drives to the grassroots, every handshake and every slogan is shaping the rhythm of democracy across the FCT. Tonight on Saturday Discourse, we unpack the strategies, the stakes, and the spirits powering this momentum, because an informed electorate is the heartbeat of credible elections. I am Abdullah Hajia, your uncle. Welcome to Saturday Discourse. To stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. Now, let's begin with the day's news. For Nigeria to fully benefit from the gains of education, it must strengthen ties with other countries to share knowledge, culture, and build trust for a more advanced learning system. That was the submission of the guest lecturer, Isaac Parashina, at the 7th Special Lecture Series of Nasarawa State University Cafe. Nguse Peve reports.
Nasarawa State University CAFE has put machinery in place to use education as a tool for developmental achievements, both for the institution and Nigeria as a whole. This is seen manifesting during the 7th Special Lecture Series of the academic institution, delivered by Isaac Parashina, Kenya High Commissioner to Nigeria. The envoy encourages the university to leverage on the gains of education by strengthening ties with other countries, most especially African nations, for mutual benefits.
Education is a form of diplomatic capital. It's a strategic asset that shapes narratives, builds relationships, and extends a nation's influence in the global arena.
Vice-Chancellor Nasarawa State University CAFE, Professor Sadatu Hassan Liman, promises to elevate the profile of the fountain of knowledge with the global community through more partnerships and linkages.
Here today we celebrate the power of education to bridge borders, foster understanding, collaboration and partnerships to drive development.
Theme of the lecture is leveraging education as a diplomatic capital, pathways for strengthening Kenya-Nigeria collaboration. From Kefi Nguse PV, NTA News.
Still staying with Kefi, the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing is reassuring residents of Kefi that the November deadline for the completion of the flyover repair will be met. Correspondent Lesson Fulani reports that beam casting has been done.
When NTA News visited the site, workers were busy while engineers from the Ministry of Works and Housing were on ground to supervise and ensure standard is maintained. Precasting of beams has already been done, a testament to the fact that the work will be completed and ready to be handed over in record time. Meanwhile, residents of Kefi have applauded federal government for prompt response and waiting for the rehabilitation to be completed in order to ease vehicular movement and for their businesses in that access to bounce back.
We thank the government for their efforts. This project will bring development to Nasarawa State. We are grateful it will ease movement. We thank the government.
Blessing Fulani, NTA News.
Now, for Nigeria to fully benefit from the gains of in a bid to alleviate hardship and support vulnerable families, the Dextune Foundation, a non-governmental organization, has distributed food items to less privileged residents of Kapua community in Lugwe of Abuja. The outreach is part of the foundation's commitment to improving the welfare of underprivileged groups and fostering a spirit of compassion and social responsibility. Isaac Chibo reports.
The Extune Foundation says the gesture aims at providing relief to families struggling with the rising cost of living.
When I heard that they want to come and bless some, I was very happy, and I'm happy now that they have come, and this thing is going far, and people will bless their company.
Speaking during the outreach, representatives of the foundation said the gesture reflects their commitment to promoting compassion, reducing hunger, and uplifting vulnerable members of the society. They emphasized that the foundation remains dedicated to improving the well-being of the less privileged Nigerians through sustainable intervention.
Discourse it's so popularly known for its musical concepts. Again, like if you look at last month, Discourse was in Benue. Last week, Discourse was in Lagos. Last 2 weeks, Discourse was yet in Abuja, Ajayi, Aziz. This is just to mention but a few.
Beneficiaries of the program expressed gratitude to the foundation for the timely intervention, noting that the food item will go a long way in padding the effects of the current economic hardship.
We thank God for those people that come share something for us, because we really need them with my people here.
I say thank you. As they remember us, God will remember them.
As the leader of the widows, I want to say thank you. May God Almighty God bless them and replenish them.
The outreach brought smiles to many faces and reinforced the call for collective efforts towards addressing social welfare challenges in communities. In Abuja, Isaac Jibo, NTA News.
The conversations are setting in as the days count down to and beyond the slogans. The rallies are ongoing. But the question is, how prepared are stakeholders for the 2026 AFCT area council elections? This is what we'll be unraveling with our guests on Saturday Discourse tonight. Well, at the moment, I am privileged to have Comrade Anthony Onoja, who is the DG of the Interparty Advisory Council, IPAC FCT, who happens to be the Publicity Secretary of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP. Okay, well, you're welcome to Saturday Discourse, sir.
Welcome, sir.
All right, well, you will agree with me that we are in for another election for the FCT. And we've realized that stakeholders are busy doing their thing. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is assuring residents and all stakeholders, as well as political parties like your own, that they are getting ready. So we want to understand how far so far in terms of what the political parties are doing in the FCT so far.
Thank you, sir. Because as I already said, the election is so close by. Well, it's all being noticed around the FCT precisely. One thing about time waits for nobody. If as you can see, there are consultations, door-to-door campaigns, strategy, permit me to use it. There are also coalition. There are some coalition. There is a smaller party that know that their strength could not match with the bigger party. They have to look for strategies and to synergize, and how they will be able to grab power from the incumbents. The political parties, they are doing very great things. And one thing I love there is the peace. There's peace. There's understanding. Not like before, you see violence. Abuja, we respect ourselves. There's peace. There's understanding. Election is not war. There's one seat. Definitely, anybody that win today will also synergize with him and be the better FCT. Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, we've also seen a couple of engagements, particularly from INEC. So how would you describe such engagement? Do you see that as, are very transparent in terms of carrying everyone along? Unlike in those days, we feel, oh, some of the smaller party in quotes now will say, oh, we are not being carried along. Do you see that, engagement as being fair to all political parties?
Yes, absolutely. I can attest to that. We have had before the former boss, Yakubu Mahmoud left, we have had serious stakeholder meeting, sensitization, because they understand there are a lot, those people that are default that are doing the election, they are also going to probe them. They are going to, there are a lot of things we have engaged with them. And that the issue of equity, fairness, and transparency, INEC have done their best. And with the last time, well, the issue of the voters registration, despite the short time, we beckon on them because we are made to understand the registration should stop at the area council. But we beckon on them, we make them understand how people live in the interior. They cannot be differentiated. They need to be voted to also be part of this voting system. And they did their best by deploying their men to the interior part.
I know IPAC is a very strong body, and we have them across the country, across the states, and also the national body. So, what is your voice like at this time, talking to the electorate beyond your political parties? Going to campaign. So, how are you pushing the issue of peace, the issue of a non-violent approach to election and thuggery? So, what is IPAC stand as we speak?
The motto of IPAC stands as deepen democracy.
Okay.
It's all about democracy. It's not about my political parties. Neither someone's personal interest. That is why we are umbrella. We are looking for the way forward. The IPAC has played a major role. If we look precisely before this election, there has been on issues that whether the incumbent will use 4 years or not. It was the IPAC and the national former INEC chairman who had a meeting, and they made us see the position that the law said that these people are going to use 4 years. And we had understanding. Before the 4 years, as the last year issue came out this year, I was settled. So the issue of IPAC, FCT, they are doing a great work. The issue of understanding, fairness, no issue of organizing, no violence. We work as a team for a better FCT.
I want to agree with that because a couple of times that we've interacted with FCT IPAC, I've seen this synergy of togetherness. We've also seen synergy of trying to work together. Like the chairman always said that you people are united, and we're saying it in practical terms. But let me ask you now, the youth are very key in every election. So what is the engagement like, going to the youth? So often we see being used to perpetrate, all sorts of electoral violence, and So how are you talking with them?
As the popular say, there's no youth, no election, no youth, no vote. Wow. So if you know the youth aspect, they are very energetic, and that's what we have in the real political party. We have youth, and we have serious engagement with them. That we meet with them, CSO, civil society organization, other groups, have meeting with them, making them understand this is not about violence, it's not about thuggery. That this, don't allow these big men use you. Their children will be in abroad. They will not use you for all this thuggery. At the end of the day, you might lose your life. So the issue of the youth inclusiveness, not only youth inclusiveness, women inclusiveness also. Sure. If you watch that, most of our youth are part of this race. Like my political party, if you see our flag, they are all youth, and that can attest that the youth are part of it. Likewise, other political party, you have people 35, 40, at least in the early mid-30s, they are contesting an AMAC election, they are contesting in Kuje, they are contesting in Abuja, which have ever happened before. At least when you see youth in all these places, also women, you know that there's also equity in this area also.
All right. Well, I know you're a critical stakeholder as far as the election is concerned. Another critical stakeholder is the civil society organization, the media. How can we partner to ensure that what you're pushing, strengthening democracy or deepening democracy, we're part of it and we achieve such good at the end of the day?
Thank you. I think what we are doing now is part of what sure. That's the first question. Sure. So if you see, this platform it gave to us is for us to make people at the down to others to understand their voice should also be heard.
Okay.
I know, and the issue of the civil society group, in the month of September precisely, we had a meeting with the civil society group and this anti-electoral violence group. That was a stakeholder critical meeting, making us understand that all this violence act that has been read, even when we have meeting with consultation, they also have meeting with the civil society group So, and the media also to take it down to the rural environment and the grassroots, making them to understand that in those days that anybody that is caught in electoral violence will go. This time there's nothing like that. At least with all these things, it can also attest to us that the media and the civil society would also doing their own part as regard of the FCT upcoming election.
All right, you would agree with me that the FCT, just like any other parts of Nigeria, has its own hard-to-reach terrain. So how can IPAC help probably engage INEC to be able to solve the issue of logistics that we've encountered in past elections as far as the FCT is concerned? So how are you also talking to INEC on such?
Thank you. We had meeting with the AS a few months ago. And this I want to put to them, especially when the ongoing voter registration is coming up. We notice that there are some places, there are issues of technicality. It's not their fault. So, but at times, their best is not enough. They should still put more effort. And they also talk about logistics, just as you said. But when we beckon on them, we prioritize them, we make them see the need that these same people, they are also citizens. They are also their voice to be heard, and also listening to us. Because as I said earlier, that they told us that initially the ongoing voters is going to end at the area council, but we will make them see reason that let these people also be part of it. They heed to us, and so anytime we want to them, they also help us also. Thank you.
I want to say that traditional institution or traditional rulers, as we call them, they are very also key in this election. Is IPAC engaging them?
Yes, IPAC is engaging them. Just like most of our programs are indoors and door to doors, because the role of traditional leaders, they are not supposed to be a politician. They are supposed to be a father to all political parties.
Sure.
So we meet them, they talk to us, we talk to them. So if we do my own political party, if we do consultation today, they'll explain their position in the election, and they also give us their blessing, also advise us that this election is not war, it's not the other. That if God has destined you for that place, actually you will get it. So there is a synergy between the IPAC and the traditional rulers, and we have 2-3 programs before the 2026 election will come, which is also going to be captured with the traditional leaders, because the traditional leaders, they are the voice to those people at the rural place. I know most of the electorate are in the rural environment.
Let's also not forget that the religious institutions too, they are very important. The mosque, the churches, I think we should also include them in our sensitization so that the adherents or followers of such religions too can be parts of the information or sensitization we're talking about. So I hope you will be able to include such places.
No, just my joy is that most of the questions you're asking me, you're already giving us clue to it.
Okay.
Like the religion body, they play a vital role. So Nigeria is a nation that we cannot take away the issue of religion from it. And that is why, just as you advised, as I've said earlier, IPAC have a program, schedules for all those things. What we are waiting is that as the election draw closer, we now inject some of this program to people, because at the end of it, there are sometimes, if we start this program, maybe the tendency of them forgetting it is short. But when we have like 2 months to the election or 1 month to the election, you see IPAC program running concurrently, and to be like a fresh things in the memory of these so-called people.
I want to ask you this. In as much as you say you're united in IPAC, but do you feel that there is this belief out there that we have bigger political party and smaller political party? The party where you belong, if you ask some people, they will tell you there is a small political party in the FCT. Do you agree with that?
You see, issues like this are relative terms.
Okay.
Relative terms in the social life. If you say my party is a smaller party, is that your opinion? If my party and let people do Nigeria People's Party that have Kano is equivalent to like 4 states.
Okay.
Then if my party have a 4 states and they have about 18 hours of rep, and they have the minority leader, 2 senators, can you tell me that my party is a small party?
Okay.
So anybody that say those parties are small is their own perspective. Okay. So I will not just to that. But I want to make people understand that one thing, this election in FCT coming 2026 by the grace of God is going to be a litmus test to this new INEC chairman. Like, I don't know you see what goes on in Anambra today. The man will be very, very want anything like equity, fairness, and justice. So all times when you hear this issue of big party, it's just to intimidate you. And when you are being intimidated, you are finished.
And you are not intimidated.
I cannot be intimidated.
Okay, let me ask you before we let you go now. So how have you been able to take your campaigns now as a political party now? The NNPP, you know, the FCT, we have 6 area councils, we have 62 political wards. So are you fielding candidates in all the 6 area councils and then probably 62 political wards?
Yes. Thank you. Like I said earlier, the new Nigerian People's Party, as the name implies, is the hope Nigerians FCTs are waiting for. At the 6 area council, we are filing chairmen. Precisely, the 62 area council also.
62 wards.
62 wards. Thank you. As I said, in AMAC, precisely, we have the strong contender. Even the Kuben can attest to that.
Okay.
Ukuje will have strong contender. Even in Gwagwalada and other places. So NNPP is ready. And they are ready to come in for this contest. And not only coming for the contest, we are going to win the election.
All right, like we always say in sports parlance, we have contenders and we have pretenders. Only time we tell those are the real contenders and the real pretenders. We want to thank you sincerely. But before we let you go, just some words to our viewer there, to be able to complement what IPAC FCT is doing in terms of peace, advocacy, peace building, peace mainstreaming as we approach the election.
Once again, I want to appreciate this platform given to me. A profound gratitude goes to the IPAC chairman himself in absentia, giving me the platform. I also want to appreciate you also, being willing to listen. I want to thank you for the good work you are doing. I want to believe that this thing you are doing, your labor shall not be in vain. Because what we are saying is not about who goes to the seat of power that matters. We are talking about deepening democracy, which is the motto of IPAC. Okay. So at the end of the day, well, if God has a destiny that will be part of that, I want to also thank God because the ongoing voter registration also appealed one time to the IPAC. So the IPAC came when the time the gig was due. IPAC will run around, and you people also came in. That voice you lent to us also. If you notice that INEC was able to add about few days to that, and that can go a long way. So I want to thank you, NTA. God bless you.
Thank you very much, comrades Onoja, for finding time to come and enlighten us as well as our viewer out there on the journey so far as FCT, IPAC, and the election is concerned. Thank you very much. We wish you the very best in whatever you're doing, and we hope and pray that good leaders will, emerge at the end of the election for all of us to see in the interest of our democracy and our development and our country. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
All right, it's still Saturday Discourse, and it's time now to go for weekly news wrap.
Hello and welcome to Weekly News Wrap, your roundup of major stories that made headlines in the past week. I am Hawa Gimba. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has again reassured that his administration is taking necessary steps to ensure that Nigeria defeats terrorism and other forms of insecurity. President Tinubu gave the assurance during the meeting of the Federal Executive Council. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu expresses a sense of loss at the passing of Major General Abdullahi Mohammed, retired, a former Chief of Staff to the Presidents, Olusegun Obasanjo and Umaru Yar'Adua. General Mohammed, who died at the age of 86, left indelible marks on the nation's security architecture, particularly and the establishment of the National Security Organization. In a fast-changing world where digital technologies are shaping progress, women must be equipped with the right tools and knowledge for them to continue to be agents of change in their families and communities and the nation. Also in the week, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, launched the Flow with Confidence initiative in Abuja to tackle period poverty and its impact on girls' education. The program under the education pillar of the Renewed Hope initiative targets 370 schoolgirls in rural communities. And finally, the FCT Road Safety Corps FCT Command has held a town hall meeting with key stakeholders to intensify awareness on road safety during the Ember months. The FCT sector commander, Felix Thelma, urges motorists and road users to take responsibility. Last weekly news wrap for this week is back to the studio for the continuation of Saturday Discourse. See you next week.
Thank you, Hawa, for that segment. Now it's time to join our sports desk for Sports Brief.
Nigeria Super Eagles have secured a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup African Playoffs, finishing second in Group C with 17 points. They will face Gabon in the semi-finals on November 13th, 2025 at the Moulay Hassan Stadium in Morocco. The winner will advance to the final against Cameroon or DR Congo on November 16th, 2025, with the champion progressing to the Interconfederation Playoffs in March 2026. Coach Eric Chile has unveiled a 24-man squad featuring Victor Osimhen, William Ekong, and Maduka Okoye. The team aims to build momentum from their recent 4-0 win over Benin Republic, which kept their World Cup hopes alive. And Paris Saint-Germain is targeting Victor Osimhen with a reported 150 million euros offer. The Nigerian striker is enjoying the finest form of his career, netting 9 goals in 11 matches for Galatasaray. Lastly, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has replaced the South African match officials initially appointed for the World Cup playoff clash between Nigeria and Gabon. The decision was made due to controversy over neutrality. With Sports Brief, Wayne Lugo, NTA News.
Thank you. And let's also tell you that Arsenal are 1 goal down against Sunderland at the moment. And earlier, Manchester United play 2-0 draw against Tottenham Hotspur, while Everton were 2-0, better than Fulham. And West Ham, who are on a relegation zone, got a 3-2 win over Burnley. Well, this is the much we have for you on Saturday Discourse. Let's do it again, same time, same station next week, when we come with another topic. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.